A classic North American skirmish here in North America. I'm Stumpy, joined by Subi, and these two teams have a very favorable matchup in terms of G2. It is currently 6-1 in favor of our Winter Major champion.
Yeah, but Stumpy, you gotta put an asterisk on that one. When they did take down G2, Atomic was on that roster, and as you know, the North American MVP on the side of G2 Esports now.
And interestingly, they didn't even win that match. It was the set, it was the one back in fall, it was the 3 best-of-7s, 21 games, just the one series win in the middle for Envy at the time, now Optic. So get to actually beat G2 in to progress through a bracket or to take a title.
Well, and I really feel like that's gonna be the game plan for Optic. They've gotta play the marathon here. They cannot try and go toe-to-toe with G2 Esports. They've gotta try and take them into deep water.
Good opportunities at the right-hand wing as Drees is going to push it around the side. Chicago and JNouts both waiting on that back wall. Chance though blocks out on the left yet again. JNouts being incredibly aggressive. That's what we saw from him at the Winter Major. And I think we're going to be talking about the Winter Major when we say G2 are good, and we're going to be talking about the Spring Major when we say that G2 are not so good.
Yeah, not the best performance from them, especially coming out as major champions and not even making it to the crowd days. Mist gets that one right around Atomic, barreling down the field, and nice poke there from a Chicago, getting that away from Mist. And I'm gonna have all eyes on Drees here. He's been one of my favorite players in North America. There has been so much talk all around him on G2, and I've always said, please more Drees, but denied on the goal line. Couldn't quite get under the crossbar, and there's Drees. Looking for a big clear, gets that boost, but JNouts continues the pressure for G2.
A very interesting history between these two teams, wherein Optic switch one player for the other. You've got Drees moving over for Atomic and then going back again. And it is a big, big situation where these teams have just decided we are better with the other one. We are better with your teammate. But JNouts from Chicago, they have been misters of G2 for a long time now.
Yeah, an awkward touch there for Illusion, but Drees with the help elects to go backwards, get that midfield boost, and great drop down pass. Drees a little too far back for the follow-up by Mist, but here comes G2, almost halfway through game number 1 here, and still, both teams yet to score.
Mist was extremely low on boost on that shot as well. I felt he could have got round it, but then looking at the boost counter, he ended on 0. But that call, if it came in, maybe he could have passed it instead it just ended up being a bit of a nothing shot. Halfway through the game, chances are rising. Atomic shooting against Drees. Each other's replacements, so absolutely no bad blood there whatsoever.
Yeah, and big demo there in the defensive half from Mist to slow down that pressure coming out from G2 as Atomic bombs that one forward, just out of the reach of Chicago. But Chicago gonna go for that big boost deal, looking for bump, can't quite find anyone, and here comes Drees, gets the challenge, ball towards midfield, but no one there in the box to clean things up.
Opportunity though for Drees to go for a shot down, instead Mist, but has to return. JNouts, right-hand wing, chances, but no booster. He will have to retreat, tries to go for a bump on the way. Those aggressive plays doing so well for teams across the board. Go for a pass, go for a bump, help your teammates out in whichever way that you're able to do so. Drees, chance to pass center, but Atomic.
Yeah.
What a clear into the opposite corner. Sets up Chicago for one. Alu continuing on that push down.
Yeah, much needed touch as well on that double commit. Very fortuitous bounce in his favor as Atomic, little help from his teammate to get this ball, and Chicago cuts rotations. Might have disrupted Atomic just enough, and it does. Turnover for G2, but they do keep it in the zone, and here comes Drees. Goes around one, but that ball just away from him. Chicago to Atomic, Atomic towards net, just a little too high off the crossbar.
Just a smidge too much beans on that bad boy. Chicago in the midfield, catches it high, chance to go to JNouts. Again, opportunities for passes, but with Atomic missing, Chicago has to fill in that gap. Pass is central, Atomic from nowhere actually gets that touch off the back from JNouts. Drees going for a wonder goal, isn't able to get it on that chance. Final minute rapidly approaching, still 0-0 in this group.
And Optic Gaming realized how important it is to hold back G2. So dangerous if they get game number 1. You give them game 1, Stumpy, they're 90% likely to win that series. So Optic Gaming holding on for dear life. Double demo coming out as Atomic gets that ball away, and 40 seconds remain here. Game number 1, G2 pushing forward.
And Alu rocking the Merc as well, which is a very interesting card choice. I always love seeing a little bit of deviation from the norm. I'm sure that he wants to make this goal anything but normal. Chance for it to go high, but instead cleared away yet again by JNouts. Very loose touch from Drees that falls back to Mist, have to clear it away. A couple of errors from both teams coming out, but nothing devastating just yet. Missed though, left again with an opportunity to shoot with nobody in the way.
Yeah, a little bit of hesitation there from Chicago, and it might have been the fact that he had 50 boost in the tank. Drees puts that one to his back corner, but no one home there. This is going to be dangerous. G2 has a chance. But a big swing and miss on the goal line. Is this ball going to get cleared downfield? You can hear everyone counting down with us. The ball floating at the top of the box and turned away by Atomic, but the ball's still alive, and overtime we go here in game number 1.
I saw Alu's name up in lights there at 0 seconds, but he just did not have the ability to put that one away. An immediate push coming in from G2 with a misplay from Optic. The green wall thus far holding strong against the mighty Samurai of G2.
Big demo there at midfield, going to clear things up for Mist, but those first touches for Optic Gaming been getting away from them. The ball control not quite there. Let's see if Mist can get that towards Central, and no, Dree's going to elect to go in. Lucian forced to go back, but that ball almost gets over his head, and these teams have just been going back and forth, Stumpy. It's almost like there's no midfield in play. They're just so comfortable playing in each other's halves.
Yeah, the midfield being completely forsook in this game thus far. Chance though to shoot on target. Alu clearing it away, but Atomic starting to look dangerous. Cleared into the corner by Chicago. Opportunities arising with JNats passing to Atomic onto the backboard, the double tap. Nearly a chance for Alu clearing it away again. JNats removes Mist from the conversation.
Mist spawning on the right side there to cover up the goal line is that ball hanging top of the box. This is going to be dangerous. JNats can't quite reach it, coming off the back wall, and Grease, no boost, didn't realize it. The ball, just off of the post. JNats can't clean it up, and the green wall living up to their name, but finally they fall. G2 Esports takes game number 1.
The wall beginning to crumble as G2 take a sledgehammer to every individual brick. Mortar goes flying as Chicago finds the top left. G2, first game going their way, and Subi, please remind me of that stat for G2 winning game 1.
90% series win rate if they take game number 1. You want to talk about momentum? Well, it is all on the side of G2 Esports right now as they take a big sigh of relief after getting a dub there in game 1. And the fans all around the world have got to feel good about that one, especially coming in as heavy favorites against Optic.
There's chances for retribution and to show that each of these teams is able to perform when it matters. G2, we said the Winter Major was the best we have literally ever seen them play. They became champions of the world in that moment. And yet then spring was not their time. They ended up bowing out right at the end of that, right at the start rather, of that competition. And Optic had a couple of shock wins, but they still want to prove to everybody they are here to hang with the big dogs, because that roster has gone through a billion permutations, it feels like, over the spring split.
Yeah, and I really feel like adding Illusion has done so much for this team, so much comfort on that side. But you talk about roster changes and bringing Atomic over to G2. When we saw them play in the Winter Major, I mean, it's just finally he lived up to all those expectations. And then I feel like they just got a little too comfortable in spring. A couple reverse sweeps, got too comfortable there. But here, realizing most important stage, World Championships, so much on the line. Game 2, Aquadome, here we come.
Aquadome is such a pretty map. You rarely get to see it from that angle. I love the observing that we've seen so far. It's been wonderful. G2, they're going to be looking out for a win themselves. Another one, they go for 2, then 3, then 4. They want to be shutting down this series quicker than the club phase ended up going. It's been a long day so far, and it's literally 1 p.m.
Well, you know, you're probably on a different time zone or something. I'm not sure, but either way, here comes Optic, denying the first shot from G2 Esports. Solution just floating, didn't have boost, but JNap didn't know it, puts it down on his goal line, and thankfully no punishment coming from Optic.
Chance for Drees, though, to score on that chance, but Drees now being bumped away from that ball. Very good recovery from him to slide into the boost and continue down the pitch, facing off versus his old captain in JNap, Atomic to the sky. Opportunity again to go underneath. This ball falling to G2 over and over again.
And great cover there as that ball just finds its way back post and in. Great chip shot here from JNat.
That is just something a little bit naughty, but Chicago laying it off to him in a lot of space. Alu's momentum carried him away from that shot. Has to stop, put the brakes on, tries the half flip, isn't able to get there, and G2 with an early lead in game number 2.
And so, oh no, bad kickoff here for G2. Illusion can't get it around Atomic. as Dries tries to keep things alive. This one pushed forward. JNap's up early and gets the touch on that one. So dangerous and so creative as an awkward bounce comes out of the corner. Gonna be favor here for Optic Gaming. Big bump, but JNap's just barrels his way through. Oh my goodness, what a pass downfield and what a redirect from Illusion to tie this game up.
In the midfield, you just see that touch going slightly too wide. Dries able to shoot it towards the net, but Alu on the way out, he whips back in, is able to get it in that bottom corner. Ball respawning, we find ourselves level between Optic and G2.
And so far, all of the offense that's been present for G2 has been running through Chicago and JNap. Still waiting to see the reigning North American MVP get involved. He's been getting a few defensive stops, but he is so deadly, so mechanical.
Oh.
Big stop on the goal line from JNap. Gets another one as well, refuses to let that ball in.
JNap showing the green wall what a real brick is made of. Manages to keep it out from that line again. Soaring above the net. Misto wanting to take the opportunity to bump Chicago out the way. Those were two brilliant shots on target, and yet JNap stays firm.
Just composure through and through from JNap. So much experience. Been around the scene for a long time, and it's going to take a lot more than that to get him to bite and jump out of net. Great pass from Chicago. Atomic, a little off target there, just high off the crossbar, but G2 not done with their offense. They're going to rotate through as Chicago sees. Oh, it goes for the fake. I love that play, but unfortunately, Optic Gaming a little too wise to let that one in.
We're seeing so many fakes recently, but sometimes the biggest opportunity is just by shooting. I love seeing those fakes though. Just when you see them just bow out of it, get out the way and let their teammate into strike. It's wonderful to see. Halfway through the game, Mist stays firm despite the fact there was somebody on the backboard wanting to get the redirect. Right-hand wing sees Mist go for one touch, nearly the second. Where is Dries? Nowhere to be seen. Instead, G2 now on the push.
Oh, awkward ball there for Lucian. Ball trail stayed orange. I'm not sure if he got a touch or if it was just a misplacement from Atomic. Either way, it leads to a turnover and push downfield for Optic Gaming as Dries puts this one up. JNaps comes in from the weak side, keeps this ball alive here for G2, but boost grab from Dries gonna slow things up for G2, and finally getting boost. JNap still on an island, has nothing left in the tank, gets boosted up, ball still alive, but here comes Illusion, and again, JNap's holding down that back line.
Opportunities for G2 to extend their lead, but Optic are staying firm. They're making sure that these opportunities just go amiss, or they're able to clear them into the corners, then you can get the 1-2 attack out of defense. Alu turning around again. His positioning, I think, has left a lot to be desired. He's finding himself in awkward situations. He's having to reverse, turn around, do 3-point turns. It is not working. But so far, level in this game. It's not been devastating, but I can see G2 pressing that.
Well, and I think a lot of the reason for that is the rotations of G2. It's so uncharacteristic at times because you'll see a member that's supposed to rotate out, but will cut in and just challenge a ball that you don't expect them to be on, and missed on that back wall, and Dries can't catch up. Chicago puts G2 ahead, less than a minute to go.
And the crowd are very happy about that one. It goes onto the backboard. Alu with a devastating miss. Chicago there, able to clear it into the corner where there was nobody. Dries nearly saving it away, but instead, G2 managed to get that lead, and it's something that they've certainly been pressing for a very long time in this game.
Yeah, on this stage, this late in the season, you've got to play Rocket League way better than this. Perfection not here for Optic, and G2 capitalized.
Optic hit the ball! Just everybody grounded, nobody wanting to take the initiative there. And so Atomic says, yeah, all right, I'll smash one back against my old team, I don't care. Atomic, great play from him. Optic, sort it out.
My goodness, you got to jump on the goal line. Someone has to go. And we know this team is, very relaxed, very calm in Optic Gaming, but you gotta call things out, gotta have the communication, and that one just almost pushed through. Mist puts it into the corner, and here comes Mist, twirling his way through, but unfortunately no style points can go up on the scoreboard as Atomic just gonna throw this one up. I like that play there. I love that. You dangle it in front of the opponent, say, come and get it. And not only are you keeping it away, but you're burning time off the clock.
Burning time, burning boost. Everything is being taken away from Optic so far. The final 10 seconds sees a miracle need to come on its way. Maybe that comes in the form of Dries. This time, though, it does not look like it will be. G2 Esports 2-0 up in the series. Subi, I'm not going to push you too much to say what their win percentage is when they end up going 2-0 up at the start of a series. Do you know it?
I would probably say 137%, because if you give G2 that much momentum, you're not going to stop them. This team is so good. But for Optic Gaming, my friend, they've just got to do more. They've got to come out of the gates hotter. They've got to try and score first. Because if you allow G2 Esports to continue to get that first initial goal, you allow them to really spread their offense apart, and you cannot get those long clears over their heads. It's just too difficult to start an offense.
It just felt like silly errors to me, like especially that third goal. Atomic had a completely open net to shoot on. Like, what else is he going to do? Where else is he going? He's going to shoot it at the net. And yet everybody stayed grounded. They only just got back. He completely outplayed. The crowd, big fans of seeing G2 go ahead, however, so at least somebody is happy in this conversation. That goal from Alu is excellent, but still, I need to keep harping on about his positioning. It's just annoying me. It's annoying me seeing him just go into iffy positions where you just think, mate, why are you turning around? Why are you not half-flipping there? Why are you being there too quickly? Because sometimes it's a symptom of that. It's a symptom of getting somewhere too quickly, and then you need to slow down, only to speed back up again.
Exactly.
If you get there in moderate time, usually it's a lot better.
Yeah, I agree. It kills all your momentum once you have to hit that break and then try and speed right back up. And it really just throws timing off, and you can see him. All three members talking, but G2, calm, cool, collected. Game 3 about to begin, and my goodness, this team looks like they are on a mission to hoist a trophy above their heads.
They've done it before. This is the first step for them, the first showing of G2 on our stage. Whereas Optic, they went through 5 series to get here. They went to the Death versus Secret, knocked them out. They'll be taking their place. And they want to make sure that everybody knows, that they believe, that they can see with their own 2 eyes that Optic deserve to be here.
That's wide open, nobody home, but Illusion able to catch up. Soft touch from Atomic all the way downfield, but I love that. Just a little honesty check, making sure that Optic Gaming is rotating back in time. Infield pass, but Atomic way too high on that one, and Atomic not going to be able to catch up, but here comes JNaps off the side wall. That one's off the crossbar. Illusion able to get there. Great 50-50 midair, but Atomic's slowed down by Mist, and I love that pre-jump.
Mist defense. We've seen it throughout the spring split. We saw it throughout any other competition he's been in, London as well. He was phenomenal defensively. He was one of the most exciting players to see just where he was going to come from. But even with a Mist on your side, JNaps will find that gap.
I love this pass as well. The ball's on the right side, going all the way towards midfield, and then left post and in. JNaps saw Drees coming off that side wall. Knew no way he was going to get backdoor. And JNaps gives G2 Esports 1-0 lead early on here in Game 3.
After that goal as well, out of my peripheral, I saw JNaps' dad get excited, get very animated, seeing what they are capable of. And it's something that you love to see hanging out with Chicago's dad as well. The parental pride on G2, they've been here for so long. Must be incredible to watch them competing at the biggest world championship we've ever had. And between them, Alu, finally, a chance held away.
Yeah, but it's chaos on the back line here for Optic. They've got to do something to get this ball out of their zone. Just under 40 boost for all of them right here, and finally they're starting to get whittled down. Little double tap there off the ceiling from Chicago, and Optic Gaming hanging on by a thread, but sometimes that thread strong enough to hold you throughout as Chicago catches that ball. Nice double touch. Atomic can't get the ground pinch, and Chicago denied, but my goodness, Optic Gaming need to get some offense started.
Yeah, so far it's just been defense, and you don't usually win a game on defense. You can sometimes get a cheeky runaway goal, but you're not getting that against G2. Their positioning is typically fantastic. Mist so far for me has looked great on Optic. He was shadowing earlier on when it was a 2v1, and he was doing that so effectively that G2 didn't even get the shot away.
Yeah, and right now we've been talking a lot about G2's offense, and Chicago getting involved a ton. He's 4th in NA for shooting percentage, so if you give him a look, he is most likely going to rattle it in as JNaps flip reset pass, but Chicago tried pre-jumping it. I love to see those plays, but sometimes they can get mighty dangerous, but Optic Gaming very flat-footed right here, and G2 Esports starting to look like they're in free play, I'm sorry.
Chicago with multiple opportunities as well, just shooting a little bit high on that chance. Into the corner, it falls to Drees. opts to not take his time. Guess who's going to be there? It's going to be JNAV. G2 are going to continue pushing, but these saves from Mist are going to keep them begging.
And here we go. Numbers for Optic, but Atomic swats that ball away, gives him no time to think. Gets that one around Illusion. JNAP's a little too close to get that one, and gonna slow down G2 for a moment here, and Illusion up early, but again, denied by Atomic. He is just so quick and reads plays so well. You gotta do something else to try and trick him out. Maybe a little fake, maybe a little passing, infield passing play.
Missed.
Oh, baby, off the post, rattles out. And Illusion can't find it either. G2 Esports playing perfectly right now.
They were all in the net. They all knew their job, yet Mist stretched them as hard as he could. Alu, though, shooting wide on a much simpler shot. I like that we're finally seeing some attack come out of Optic, however. They are doing a lot better in this game. There are chances opening up for them. They just have not been able to take them. JNAS had to whip it around. Does manage to do so. We approach 1 minute left. G2 still leading 1-0 and 2-0 in the series.
Yeah, I just love how aggressive G2's playing right now. Giving Optic Gaming zero space, especially at midfield. They can't get any plays developing, and they continue to try and run their offense through G2's corners, and at the moment, not working whatsoever. Demo attempt to come out, but Drees able to avoid that one. The flick not on target.
Those demos potentially going to be the kryptonite for Optic versus G2. But if they're going to be figuring that out in game number 3 when they're currently 2-0 down, you need to get the goal from it soon. Chance goes off the backboard. JNAP's trying to dish it in. Does not manage to this time. Final 30. 1 goal separating them. Atomic, though, wanting to make it 2. And again, Alu with a save, learning from Mist.
And you see JNAP's there rotating out, but not before he gets an aggressive play on Mist there, as Mist, nobody goes for that ball. Miscommunication. And Optic Gaming need to push out of their half right now. 10 seconds remaining, and Chicago just picks the pockets of Optic's defense.
They are calm and stoic on their cameras too. As far as G2 are concerned, this is just a bump in the road that they need to navigate. They just need to get past it. They see the trophy at the end, and they are going full speed, slowing down whenever a team approaches them, but batting them all out the way consecutively.
It's not even a bump in a road, it's just a little pothole right now. You just got to swerve to the left to get around it. As game number 3 here, gonna go in favor of G2. JNAP putting the exclamation point on this game.
1 second left. It's not happening. It literally can't. Game number 4. And I hate to say this to any Optic fans in the audience right now, we are yet to see a single reverse sweep in a best of 7 on an RLCS LAN. It is stacked against them. Optic previously have won a single series versus G2, but it did not matter because it was part of a set, and that was without Atomic on their side.
Yeah, G2 fans out there can probably take a big sigh of relief and say, okay, this one's almost all the way in the bag, and no bigger sigh of relief than JNAP's dad. Standing right behind us, he was telling us he was on pins and needles before this series started. Yes, G2 heavy favorites, but on this stage, anything can happen, and hey, history could still come out, but I like G2's odds.
Optic, bear in mind, they worked through that Swiss stage, through the wild card, going for 3 wins, 2 losses. It was hard for them. It was hard fought, but they earned their spot here.
Wow. We just got word. Optic Gaming, no timeout. They just want to keep going through this. And I agree.
We're giving each other the same face.
I don't know about that. That's a bold move. It's a bold move. But a move nonetheless, and something that they're going to have to live with if they do drop this 4th game. But G2, taking words of advice from their coach, Sathu. He's been just so integral into their success in the RLCS. He's been a mainstay. He's been around for so long and retired as a player. Took his knowledge onto the coaching field, and my goodness, G2 has just seemed to work so well with all 4 of these members working together.
Game number 4 on Utopia. Chances for Optic to work their way back. Do they get the game win, or is this just a relatively routine 4-0 for G2?
G2's defense has just been incredible, but I think the defense really stems from their offense. The amount of pressure that, oh my goodness, Atomic pre-flip over the defender. My goodness.
You want to bump him, you better do it better. Atomic skims and slides and taps it past the final defender. 15 seconds and excellence is already achieved.
And I love how after that, G2 barely even smirks. They are on a complete mission. They are here to do some work, and some work has been done. But still, 4 minutes separates them from a series win, and they realize so easily things can get away from them.
Drees shooting high on that ball, but off that backboard. Yet more G2 defense is looking brilliant. Mist wants to go high with this. He's been fantastic defensively. The offense, though, this time not there.
But Optic Gaming looking the best they have here in game number 4, maintaining a little bit of pressure. Off the ceiling is Illusion, and can't quite find the musty there.
Illusion, though, going for a bump. We said previously how well that may well fare against G2. Just trying to shake them out of their fantastic rotations so far, but you need to make that contact at Supersonic, otherwise you're just putting yourself out of position.
You got to do something, right? I mean, G2 Esports, the best in North America as far as limiting shots goes, and Chicago able to get that defensive demo, slow things down for Optic.
Chance on the open net, though, to shoot. Chicago unable to get back. Missed with a vital goal.
And Chicago just kind of hanging in the corner there, gets boost. But unfortunately, that shot so far away from him, he had to try and stretch for it, just off of his fingertips and in. And Optic Gaming tie us up here in game number 4. And kickoff in favor of G2 Esports. JNaps puts that one on target and Mist able to get back in time. And here comes Optic Gaming coming through the corner here. JNaps able to deny. Drees keeps it alive. Good 50 from the young fella, but that one not going in their favor, just bombed downfield.
Mist wanting to be the catalyst.
Oh!
And Alu wanting to be the man that is firing on all cylinders as Drees comes in, changing gears on Utopia. Chance for Alu to get one shot off. Chicago shoots wide of the net, just realizing that if he shoots it dead, there's not enough. But Mist missing, and Atomic on the opener. Missing as well.
Oh my goodness, a rare mistake from G2 Esports. You gotta have those open nets, especially on those ones where Optic Gaming is just begging you to score. As this ball floating in G2's half, Illusion pushes it over to Drees. Drees around 1, but Chicago there playing close post, and Atomic booms it downfield, turned away by Illusion into the corner.
Alu as this support character is something that I'm liking a lot more. He's facilitating the others. He's putting himself in positions where he can be passed to. He can pass it back to the others as well. He's not being the final man in any given situation.
Oh my!
But you talk about final men in any situation, and you've got to look to JNaps.
Well, and this is the reason Atomic's the NA MVP. Flip reset into a pass, unselfish play. It's what makes G2 Esports so special as twos rain across the scoreboard. Not much time left for Optic Gaming.
This kickoff pivotal yet again. Every moment the seconds tick down. Otherwise Optic go 0-4 versus one of the world's best. Certainly the best in North America. Drees leaves that ball to Mist. I like that a lot. That ball just pumped far too far for Alu. Goes to touch behind him. A little bit of consistency, not quite achieved. But JNaps, he is a human plateau. He is consistent all the way through.
Him and Atomic, man, they are just mind-melding right now. And I don't think that shot could have been more central in the net. Picture-perfect accuracy from JNaps. And once again, another great pass from Atomic.
The crowd starting to get even more elated as it really feels like G2 have grabbed this game by the horns.
Oh, mama!
And Chicago, talking of grabbing by the horns, that man is a Chicago Bull.
Oh, baby, you love to see that double tap. So close to the post, and he's able to find the angle. G2 Esports feeling good, and it's almost time for a victory lap.
You love to see those mechanics coming out from the boys as well. When they feel it, they make magic, and montages reign. But Alu, he wants a montage of his own.
Makes it awkward for the defenders here. This ball, about an 89.5-degree angle. It's on target, and Chicago forced to just react. And unfortunately goes off of his hood and in. And G2 Esports still up by 2, but plenty of time for Optic Gaming to claw their way back.
1 minute 40, opportunities are rising for Optic. But G2, they want to shut them down as early as they can because you do not want your down-and-out opposition, your wounded animal, to become confident. Drees, left-hand wall, may well start everything for him. Onto the backboard, isn't able to get the double, instead Atomic is waiting. And JNAP's that demo on Alu, shutting down the attack in its entirety.
And I'd really like to see Optic Gaming get a goal here in the next 30 seconds. So they've got at least 45 to work with to try and tie us up. But first, it's going to take them getting out of their own half, which is no easy feat, especially when demos are coming out. And Aleutian turns that one away. No boost left in the tank. No boost left for anyone on Optic. They need to boost up, need to get resources back. As Drees, Alexa dropped that one down and missed.
Oh!
And missed, can't quite find the angle. A little too close.
I love the idea from Drees. I had no idea that was coming. I thought he was about to take the shot, as did JNAPS. JNAPS starts to move towards the goal, and yet he unselfishly passes it back. 35 seconds, 2 goals needed for Optic to draw it up.
Oh, big demo on the back half. Missed. Can't get it over Chicago, and Aleutian denied by Chicago. Drees trying to tie it up, and the defense just too good from G2.
And the shot itself was smidge too weak, and missed, looping it up, attempting to get it over that back line. Is not able to. 10 seconds, start to count down on the clock and in the crowd.
Oh, big miss on the back line here. 8 seconds remaining. They need this one to go in, and it does. Miss gives Optic Gaming a chance.
Swiping in front of that ball, delivering it middle of the net. No chance for Chicago to read that well as it curves away from him. 6 seconds. We've seen a couple of dodgy kickoffs so far today. Will we get the same from G2?
Hold your breath if you're a G2 Esports fan. The ball goes the right side of the field. Optic Gaming gonna have to march the full length and keep it up. Not gonna happen. G2, full sweep of Optic Gaming.
A decisive win in the North American Derby. Now going 7-1 in series against each other. G2 across the season, Braziling another North American squad.
And Atomic having another wonderful series, gets himself a playmaker there in game 4. And fist bumps all around between the teams. So much mutual respect, even given the rivalry. But G2 Esports not getting elated too soon. They realize it is a long journey to Championship Sunday.
G2 now have the opportunity to face off versus the winner of Furia and Carmine Corp in our upper semi-finals in Group B at the Rocket League World Championships. It has been a massive performance from them. And you know what I love to see, Subi? I love to see them, you as well, but also mostly this thing. G2 being really just quite good.
I mean, not just quite good, absolutely dominant. And you know, we've seen so many times where a heavy favorite comes in and plays down to the level of their competition. Not G2 Esports, not this time. They realize we're the better team, we're picked to win, everyone out here wants us to win, and they just go out and completely mop the floor with Optic Gaming. So all you can do right now is tip your hats to G2 Esports.
Yeah, and Optic Gaming, they've still got more chances. They are in the lower bracket. We said it earlier. It's a double elimination format in these groups. There is a lot more that they can do, a lot more damage, but still, that's one of their 2 lives gone. It's still a brutal format. They worked so hard to get out of that wildcard stage, and then they run it into G2. It's a bit brutal.
It really is, especially when G2 is playing like this and not like they were at the Spring Major. It is just gonna be way too hard to take this team down. And you know, I'm really curious to see how G2 plans to do this, and no better way than get to talk to Sathu. Orb's up there with him.
We are here on the stage. Mr. Sathu, let's walk through your feelings here. You just swept Optic. How do you feel?
We're feeling good. It was a really clinical showing, and so, you know, we're just really happy with how we started this campaign.
I mean, it started off, it was like overtime in game 1. It seems like nobody wanted to score. Did you think it was going to be a sweep in the end?
Yeah, we knew it was going to be a sweep in the end.
I gotta say, I was there in London, in person, very close to you guys in, well, heartbreak. Let's just say that. Does this feel like a little bit of redemption for what you guys endured in London?
Most definitely. London was a fluke, to be honest, in our eyes, and it's not going to happen again.
I'm getting chills. I'm getting chills. Now, obviously, looking at Optic, they are a great team. Obviously, a former team member of yours. How does that kind of play in to a former player of yours being on the other team?
You know, at the end of the day, it's like all business. You know, Drees is our boy. Love him to death. He's a great player, but we aren't thinking about that when we're playing against him.
It's just business as usual, is that right?
Yeah, that's right. Business.
Business as usual. Well, it seems to be paying off. Give it up once again for G2. Winning here against Optic. Next up, we got Furia versus K-Corp. Don't go anywhere.